Every discipline deals with information. When we're searching for information in a discipline that is new to us, it's helpful to think about how and why that discipline creates, uses, and disseminates information. Legal research differs from research in other areas where you can find out answers by undertaking experiments or interviewing people or observing things. Instead, legal research is purely information-based. It is the process of hunting through legal resources to find out what the law is and how it applies to whatever question you have, to find answers to legal issues and questions. And hunting it certainly is. Let's think briefly about how legal research is created and who it is created by. There are many players creating and disseminating this information. Government and NGOs have a mission to make law transparent as a public good. Publishers and companies also disseminate and add value to law as profit-making business. These different disseminators can have an impact on the way we search for law resources. Having lots of bodies creating and disseminating information can lead to lots of different terminology to describe the same thing. At the same time, in legal research, terminology is very important and legal terms can be very specific. Some resources use very prescriptive language, whereas others wax lyrical. They may also sit within classification systems created by the various bodies that disseminate law. So what does this mean for us when researching law? The search terms may not be obvious and they may require some definition or interpretation. But there are clues you can follow and there are tools, either another resource or a feature of the resource itself, that can help with this. You'll get the sense for how terminology is used as you work through the upcoming tasks. Having different bodies disseminating information also means that there are different systems for storing and accessing legal resources. Navigating disparate systems can be frustrating enough, but often legal research systems don't work the way you'd expect. Government, court, and non-government organisations may have a will to provide transparent access to information, but don't always have the resources to do it seamlessly. You might find these systems only do one thing. They might do the one thing slowly or in a clunky way. They might not be indexed and therefore searchable to a level you might expect. On the upside, these resources are free, and it's amazing the things you can find out. You'll get the chance to learn how to use these resources and why they are set up in the way that they are, as you work through the following modules. At the other end of the scale are the systems created by the big law publishers. There's a lot of money at this end of town, and it's reflected in pretty whiz-bang systems. However, these systems are often created with practicing law firms in mind, and they are often more persuasive customers than a university library. When you're frustrated with these systems, remember these systems may be built for lawyers and what they need, not universities, so they're not always set up to do the thing you want quickly or intuitively. These systems may not cover the law you need. They're not a one-stop shop. Making these systems talk nicely to library catalogues is not necessarily a priority for the publishers. On the upside, these systems add value to the law on which they report. When they work for you, they're pretty darn amazing, and we can always give the publishers feedback. Another reason why these databases can seem so foreign and confusing and unintuitive and frustrating is because they are set up to support how law is used within the legal system. There are rules around what sources can be relied upon as authorities of law, and there are conventions around how they must be used. You will learn more about these rules in the next video, things you need to know when researching law. This is of course only a brief pass on some of the things that are useful to be aware of if you're new to legal research or used to another kind of research. We hope it's been helpful to think about how this discipline creates, uses, and disseminates information. Happy travels following the resource trail.